Good morning, welcome back to another day in the life of a reseller vlog. Today is Tuesday, February 20th. I just got another vlog posted to my channel, and now I'm kind of turning my attention to packing orders. I'm starting with the small store today since I was listing last night in the small store. I got a lot of 68 hats. I've been working through those hats. I think I got another 10 into the small store last night, make it 9 actually, into the small store last night. But I did have a couple orders come in overnight in the small store. Let's take a look and see what sold. Here you see it, 2 orders for $42.43. Let's take a look and see what sold. First item sold for $26.17. It's a pair of Quicksilver swimming board shorts, red and black, polyester size 32 waist by 10.5 inch inseam. Here you see it, kind of a cool Quicksilver graphic on the leg there. Second item sold for $16.26. It's a Vans gray and white long sleeve men's zipper front hooded sweatshirt, size small. So I guess that Vans sweatshirt had a couple burn marks. It came from a storage unit and had a few issues, so it sold a little bit under market value because of those issues, but not a bad sale price for a pair of board shorts. Those Quicksilver shorts were a good amount of profit on those. So I'm gonna go get those 2 items, put away some of these hats into inventory, and then pack those orders up for the customer. Here's those 9 hats that I listed last night in the small store, so we're gonna get those put away and grab those 2 orders. All right, there they magically appear. On the left here is the Vans hoodie, and on the right here is the Quicksilver board shorts. All right, here they come. Let's get these shipping labels on these orders and get them ready for the customers. First 2 orders of the day. Right, 2 more for the tote, and 1 and 2. So that tote is definitely filling up. We gotta empty that at the post office today. So now that I've got those small store orders packed up, I think I'll log into the big store, see what kind of action we have in there today. All right, we woke up to 3 orders for $67.02 out of the big store. $67.02 for 3 orders. Let's see what sold. First item that sold for $17.03. It's a new Spock vs. Q Alien Voices Star Trek audiobook cassette recording from 1999. So that was an item I listed some time ago, came from the Star Trek storage unit that I cleaned out. Working through those action figures now, so I think listing those action figures is getting some fresh eyes on that Star Trek inventory. Books are selling, the audio cassette is selling, so hopefully some of those action figures will start selling as well. Here's a reminder, this is all that I have left to list of those action figures. The rest of them are listed, a big tote full of them, but we've got these to get through still. Second item that sold for $37.22. It's a vintage Zippo high polish slim lighter, 1610 plus original blue and gray box. So you get the lighter and the box. There's a look at it. Zippo on the bottom, the original box, the slim lighter they call it, number 1610 high polish slim lighter. True vintage, there it is. So Zippo lighters, keep an eye out for them. If you see them, always pick them up. People still do buy Zippo lighters. The sell-through rate is pretty good. I was looking at Zippo lighter lots the other day just to see what kind of investment I could make into Zippo lighters, buying online, doing some online arbitrage. And there is quite a few lots. The sell-through rate is really great on the lots, but those individual sales are probably where you want to get the most amount of money, the most amount of profits. As you saw, $37 for that Zippo lighter. I got it as a trio. 3 of them came in a junk drawer lot, and I knew that they would be worth a decent amount of money. Sold for $37 for just 1 of them, and I think the junk drawer lot was far less than that. So we definitely made a good amount of money just based on those 3 listings, and everything else in that junk drawer lot was pure profit. So keep an eye out for Zippo lighters, especially those old ones. If you can find them in the original box like that, people are still collecting those. They do have a lifetime warranty, so if they don't have the fluid in them, don't worry about it. You can't send them with that anyways. People will buy them up and fill them with fluid, send them into the Zippo and get them working. I think that's how it all works. But Zippo lighters, good profit in them. Third item that sold for $12.77. It's a lot of salmon steelhead rigs, fishing hooks, flashing, and spinning packs. So a little fishing lot. So that was some fishing gear. I thought I got it out of an old tackle box, I think, in a storage unit, and finally got around to listing it. I know there's a lot of fishermen out there. A lot of that stuff does have a market. People are buying that stuff every year. There's new fishermen, new fish to be caught, and people are out there catching them up, so they need that gear. So it always is a good idea to have a few of those listings in your store. Not huge profit on this one, but also I didn't invest much money in it as it was part of that storage unit. So 3 orders for $67.02 this morning. It's still early, just 8:30 right now, so I'm gonna go grab those 3 items, get some shipping labels on them, get them ready to take to the post office, and hopefully some more sales will trickle in throughout the day. We're just getting started this morning, getting an early start on things, getting on camera. Before 9 o'clock, I usually wait a little bit longer to see what kind of sales come in, but we're at it early this morning, getting things done, trying to get things accomplished. So I'm going to go locate those 3 items, then we'll get in the photo station to decide what we're going to list today. Alright, there they are, the 3 orders that sold overnight. Let's get some labels on them. Alright, here they come, 3 more orders. Let's get these labels on these packages and get these out to the customers. We got to run to the post office today, so we're going to get done early with these labels and packing and get them out there. Alright, we got 3 more for the tote, and a 1, 2, and number 3. Alright, time for a lunch break. We got some ham and cheese. We got a little Rice Krispie treat today. And of course another one of those mango seltzer waters from Kroger. Yes, we support Fred Meyer. So I got an early start this morning because I knew the rest of what I ordered online was arriving, and it has arrived. I've got it here. Let me show you guys. Here it is. 5 orders showed up today. This is what I'm going to be unboxing later. First, I'm going to devour this lunch. And then I'm going to get into unboxing the rest of those orders. Like I told you, in addition to that 68 hat lot that you guys have seen in previous videos, I went hard and bought a lot of inventory last week, mostly hats. There was, I think, 2 junk drawer lots. You saw one of those come through, and I think the other one is here as well. But we're going to get into that later, and we're going to show off all these hats. I'm going to add it to the hat inventory, and then I got to photograph some of those. Some new inventory, some of the old, and get listing them. That's going to be the big chore in the next week, is to just go hard on hats and get as many listed as I can. Hopefully I can get them all listed before the end of this weekend or before the end of the month is kind of the main goal. That was the idea, is to invest in hats mid-week, mid-month, and then just list hats throughout the rest of the month, and then reassess things at the beginning of the new month. That's kind of what you got to do sometimes. Decide where you want to put your money, where you want to invest in inventory. And this month, we went hard on hats. We started the month with a big jewelry lot. We still have that we're working through. And mid-month, we went into hats. And that's what I'm going to be working on, like I said. You can go to my stores. You can see them. Hats are going up in bunches. And hopefully it leads to some more sales. We'll see how things pan out. First, we got to devour this. We got to devour these sandwiches, get into that Rice Krispie treat, and get lunch done with. All right, lunch is complete, and now we're going to get into looking at these hats, give you guys a look at them. I think I'm just going to do it one at a time until we get through them all. Give you guys a look at them all. You can let me know if I made a good buy, a bad buy, or otherwise. This first one I paid $20.86. Let me show you. Here it is. It came in this black kind of plastic bag here. The others came in all boxes, but this one was in a black plastic bag. Here's a look at the original listing. It's a lot of 10 hats, variety of logos, all used but good. That was the title. It's paid $10 plus shipping, total of $20.86. There's the side view. Let's see, we jumped to, there's one photo, there's another photo. As you can see, they look to be vintage. We'll get a look at them in a little bit more detail once I pull them out of the bag, but they did provide plenty of photos. We got a look, has a few little flaws there. It looks like stained up a little bit on a couple of them. So we'll see if there's any good ones in this batch, but there's a look at it. So at $20, just $20.86, all you really need is one good hat to pay for the lot, and then everything else is pure profit. So we're looking for that one hat that we could charge upwards of $20 for, and then we'll price the rest accordingly. So let's get into these and see what we got. Alright, I just looked at this lot, and I must say it does not live up to the expectations I had for it. The condition is a little bit rough, and not a big winner. I did see a John Deere hat, which probably will get my investment back, but the rest are probably slow movers. We'll have to be very honest in the condition about these hats, because they're not the top of the food chain here. But let me give you guys a look anyways. So luckily this is a nice John Deere hat, which we will make our money back. John Deere is always popular online, and this one is pretty clean, no real flaws that I see. Has the snapback, or the strap back rather, Owensboro Hardingsburg on back, and so that's easily probably a $20 hat. But let's take a look at the rest here and see what kind of profit we got. This looks to be a racing hat, Irvin number 28. It is pretty clean. I'm not seeing any major flaws. Texaco Halvoline Racing on the back there, nice snapback. So that one's probably a $20 hat. I mean $10 hat maybe. Purcell Tire Company. This is a nice vintage hat. Actually, I was worried about the condition. I was probably seeing some of the early hats. These are not too bad, actually. I'm happy with that one. KP Transport LLC, another kind of industrial oil, with the oil rig on there. Nice snapback with the mesh backing, trucker style. So that one's a good condition hat too, 10 to 15 on that one, I would say. Mercer Matte Foundation. This one did have a little stain. I think they did show that in the photos. But this is definitely true vintage, the trucker style with the snapback. Snapback is in good condition. Let's see, this is on an auto tag. So the auto, made in Taiwan, not made in USA, but definitely still vintage. Mercer Matte. Let's see, up next, this one also had a little stain on the top here. They did show that. County Equipment Company, Algo Allies, a new generation of power. Poseyville, Illinois. So a nice tractor hat. It is pretty cool. I think this one is probably a $20 hat as well, actually. True vintage, definitely. You can see the inside there. Let's see, is this one made in the USA? Hard to say. It has some sort of logo on there. We'll have to look at that a little bit more detail and find out. I'd imagine it probably is, based on the logo and the look of it. Let's see, up next we got a camouflage hat. This one is kind of corduroy. Center Brick Planters Warehouses. So a tobacco hat. Tobacco is our business. This is a pretty cool hat. Little corduroy style. Snapback is in good condition. True vintage, as you can see. It has that little flap that the old hats had in there. So I like that one. This was the one that I was a little concerned with. Chesterton, America's oldest and finest. I think that's also a tobacco product, I'm not positive, but it had some stains on the top and just not great condition. Definitely true vintage, has some wear, been around the block. And let's see, CA, not sure what this is. It does have a paint stain right there, so condition issues on this one as well. Even with the condition issues, nice snapback. These probably are worth $10 shipped, you know, so you can still make money on them, but they won't sell as quick or for as much money. And finally, this one, it was the one that kind of bummed me out a little. This is a nice Michelin hat. The front looks good, but if you look at the top, it's all discolored, right? Been folded and sitting in the sun or something, so it's all discolored. I guess you could dip it in some stain remover and hope for the best, run it through the washer, but I'm probably not going to do that. I'm just going to price accordingly and list with all the flaws, let people know about it. So even if the condition wasn't up to what I expected, it's still going to be a big win. Looking at these hats now, there's probably 4 here worth $20, so there's probably $80. Let's take a look. I'm thinking these 4, the John Deere, this Purcell Tire True Vintage, And this kind of tractor hat is cool, and then the camouflage. I think all of those I could ask $20 for. So those $80 worth of listing, one of those sells and you got your investment back. And then all the rest of these are probably $10 to $15 hats. So it's, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $60 there. So 80 plus 60. We're still looking at some decent profit though. Like anything, it's going to take a little bit of time to list those, photograph those, get them all online. But 10 listings, you could probably knock that out in an hour or two. And there would be quite a windfall. This next one was actually a return. It was not an order. It is a blue t-shirt, looks like was returned. So we'll have to deal with that. Alright, the next one, they got it all packed up in this big shoebox. They had the eBay shoe boxes. And we're going to take a look at it. I'm going to show you the original listing first. Alright, here's a look at it. I paid $36.63 shipped for this one. It's a lot of 15 baseball caps, snapback, dad vintage fitted mesh back trucker. So that's what the title said. As you can see, they're all laid out there. Let's give you a look at the rest of these photos. So there's a trio of them. Under Armour there. One says Forge. Looks like a LA hat there. So you're getting a good look at them. We'll give you a look at them all in detail once I lay them out there. So there's one is a Kangol. So there it is, $36 for all those. So with the buy cost of $36, that means I'm paying $2 and about 45 cents per hat. $2.45 per hat. So let's take a look at these, and you can let me know if I got a good deal for my money. Alright, I just laid these out here, and I must say, although some of them are vintage, the condition is much better than that last lot. So let me give you guys a look. The one here, this is the Kangol. This is kind of one of those Kangol style hats. This one's blue. Has been worn a little bit. It has the legit Kangol logo there, the tag on there. So this is easily $20 hat. Kangol. People buy these, they like that brand, and they sell quite well, pretty good sell-through rate. There were a couple other ski hats. This one was brand new. The brand is Neff. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Neff, but it was popular a few years back. A lot of the younger guys were wearing them. This one might be a woman's hat though, a little ski hat. And then this one is a nice, another nice ski knit cap, mountain khakis. So I'm guessing those are probably $10 shipped type of hats. Nothing too valuable, but that Kangol hat is definitely worth some money. This one I think is a women's or kids Under Armour hat. This was one of the only newer hats in this lot. Most of them were all vintage. So now we get into the vintage stuff. This one, look at Spring Break 85. Take off with Greenwich Travel. Look at that. Nice trucker style snapback in the green and white. And here's another one, trucker style, FMC turbochargers. Man, I think these came with some dust from 85. Had to pause for a sneeze there. But we're going to get back into it. I'll give you guys a look at them in full detail. Here it is, FMC turbochargers. Again, trucker style snapback. The snapback is in great working condition. Also vintage. These are all appear to be vintage. BF Goodrich Racing. A nice clean black snapback from back in the day. This one is on a, it says S, Speedway logo hat, tag rather. This one is the Forge, kind of a burgundy red or maroon, I guess you would call it. It's trucker style snapback. Nice looking hat, the Forge. And this one is a Naval C-17. Is that the name, the type of the plane there? C-17? I'm not familiar with it, but a pretty cool little aviation hat. Something Needle. American Needle is the label. American Needle. So that one is pretty nice. This one's pretty cool. It's Chucky's Trees. Chucky's Trees. Look at the logo on that one. Bright yellow with the green graphic on there. A nice trucker style snapback. Clean foam. It's not falling apart or anything. So these are quality vintage hats. You could easily get $20 for that hat. Chucky's Trees. I kind of like that one. It's a little bold with the yellow for me to wear, but someone will like that. Here's a LA hat. This one is more modern. So LA with the little hearts all around that logo. So this one probably is not vintage. It does have a foam in there, so maybe it is. Nissan is the brand. It might be a vintage LA hat. Nissan. So a nice clean black polyester type hat. So again, just a reminder, I paid $36.63 for this lot. So we're looking for 2 hats to pay for the unit, and then everything else we list will be pure profit. If we can get 2 $20 hats, we'll be sitting pretty, and then everything else is pure profit. This is kind of a cool hat, a little piece of history. 50th anniversary of the USS Arizona BB-39. Pearl Harbor 1941 to 1991, kind of a commemorative hat from the USS Arizona. Pretty cool little piece of history. Sport cap tag, snapback. It's kind of almost a gray in color, a light gray. Pearl Harbor USS Arizona. I like that one. Let's see, what do we got down here? This is a black hat. Quality without compromise, MLRS. So we'll have to look that up, see what that's all about. I'm not familiar with that saying, quality without compromise. I guess you can get behind that saying though. Makes sense. What kind of tag is this on? It does look to be vintage headwear, something headwear. But a nice clean black snapback. The snap is intact. You don't have to worry about that. This one is pretty cool. An old Thunderbirds hat. You know, they used to come to the naval shows. I mean, the air shows in Seattle. The Thunderbirds, Seafair, I guess it was, right? The Thunderbirds would fly over Seafair. I remember that as a kid. I'm sure they still do that. I haven't gone lately, but Thunderbirds, an old Thunderbirds hat. And it has that little flap on the inside. This is definitely true vintage. This one is polyester cotton, made in Taiwan. Not made in the USA, but made in Taiwan. So an old Thunderbirds hat. That might have been from the 90s or 80s or 90s. Let's see, this one is a last hat, Universal Technical Institute. Blue and white with the Universal Technical Institute graphic on the front. And nice snapback. Hazelwood, I think is what it's called. So some old hats. So I think that there's easily a couple hats worth over $20 in that lot. But even if we conservatively say there's 15 hats at $15, that's $225. So turning our $36 investment into $225, that's a pretty good markup right there. All right, we're down to our last box of hats. We had all those 5 boxes sitting there. One of them is a junk drawer lot, so we'll do a separate video, an online arbitrage video for that one. I gave it a sneak peek in the last video, my last online arbitrage video. You may have seen it. It finally showed up. I actually at least showed the wrong listing in that last video, but I have it here, so that'll be a separate video. But let's get into this last box of hats and give you guys a look at those. So this is a big box and might be a decent order coming from Plainfield, Illinois. All right, we got into the box. Here's a sneak peek at it. Let's go look at the original listing. So this is actually 2 different listings. I just realized I bought 2 from the same seller, rather. $29.31 I spent on each of those. First one was for a lot of 11, the other one was for a lot of 12. So that's a total of $58.62 for 23 hats. That brings it down to, let me see, I got the calculator here doing my math. What does it say? $2.55 per hat, $2.55 per hat that we're looking at. But let's see the original listings here. So here's the first, the lot of 12. It's called Vintage Hat Lot of 12 Trucker Snapback Hats, Advertising and Solid Plain. So they have some nice plain ones there. Let's see what else they have. Red hat, the Motorola hat, blue hat, black hat. So they look to be clean hats. Some solid, some with graphics. So there it is. That's the first lot. So again, 12 hats for $29.31. You sell 2 hats, you're in the profit, and then the rest is pure profit. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about things. You know, you're doing a little bit of work to make your money back, and then everything else you put in is just gravy. Here's the other one of those lots. I think the mistake they made here is they made it look like it was just for 3 hats, you know, because they stacked them there. This is actually for a lot of 11 vintage snapback hats, automotive and racing they call it. So let's see the rest of these photos. They do show them all. Bow Nose Racing, that's kind of a cool one. And a little fish, had a little stain on there. Looks like a racing Hyundai hat. Tincher Williams Buick, Chevy Buick and GMC. KTR, a brand new one, and another one. And then there's a nice clean white Castrol hat. That's probably the nicest one. Rogers Automotive. And then they're back to the Bow Nose Racing. I'm not sure if there's two Bow Nose Racings in here. We'll find out. So I'm not sure that Bow Nose Racing, if that's a play on the Bo Jackson advertising, the commercial from back in the day, but there may be a Bo that is a car racer that I don't know about. I have to do some research and find out what those are all about, what they, who they put their, at least that keyword in there, if there is a racer that by the name of Bo that I'm not aware of. Alright, we got I think 11 of them set out here. We'll go through these and we'll take a little break, but this is one of the solid ones, a solid blue. It's kind of a fitted stretch fit type of hat. Looks like brand new, has the cardboard in it still. Highland is the brand. This is Richardson Hardware Company Electric and Plumbing Supplies, an old trucker style hat. Here's an old Motorola advertising hat, trucker style. This was one of those brand new. It says KTR, Killing Time Racing. So there's one with the sticker on there that appears to be brand new, size small, medium, and then this one here also does not have the sticker, and it's a large XL. So different sizes, one with the sticker, one without. This was kind of a cool graphic fishing tee. Has that fish there with his teeth out. Pretty cool little fishing hat. On the Pacific Headwear tag, what does it say on the back here? Nitro Fish Racing. So it might be a fishing brand that I'm not aware of. Nitro Fish. This is a nice clean Hyundai hat. Hyundai. I call it Hyundai. Strap back. Quake City caps. So a nice clean Hyundai cap. Tincher Williams Chevy Buick GMC. A little gray, almost olive green, I think I would call that one. Olive green with the trucker style snapback. Here's that Bow Nose Racing. We have yet to see if there's two in here, but here's the first of them. Bow Nose Racing has stars and stripes kind of subtly there. And snapback. Let's see, what is this label? OC. So that's a newer hat. Rogers Automotive Group, a nice clean advertising hat. Solid black strap back. Beatmar headwear. And this was that nice clean Castrol hat. This one is easily probably a $10 or $20 hat, I would say. You can ask a little bit more for that one. Strap back, made in Bangladesh. So nice looking Castrol hat. Look at the graphic on that, nice and clean. So far I'm pretty happy with these hats. Two lots of $29.31 I spent on these. Easily we'll get our investment back in no time. The condition is good. They're nice and clean, nothing much to clean up, no hair or anything like the previous lots I've done. Less time that you have to mess with cleaning hats, the better. You can just list them up and be done with them. Get as many up as you can in a short period of time. That's kind of the idea. If I can get these lots and a little bit cleaner like this, that's exactly what we want. Alright, we got the rest of them laid out here. I want to thank everybody for watching this video, being so patient as we unbox these hats and give you guys a look at them. Like we said, I paid just $2.55 per hat, so we can't miss with these. Just got to get them listed and do the work. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the last of these hats, then I'm going to do the work. I'm going to get them photographed, as many as I can. And before I got to head out of time, it's about 2 o'clock now. I do have to run to the post office. I want to get a nice run in today as well. So we're going to hustle. We're going to try to show you these hats, get in that photo station and get some of them photographed. I know I do have a few more orders that rolled in, so I'm going to show you those before I run into town and drop my orders. But let's take a look at the rest of these hats. So again, just a $2.55 I'm paying per hat when you figure it all out. This is some sort of racing hat. What do you call that? Hydroplanes. That they do that also at Seafair every year here in Seattle. but it looks to be a number 25. This is kind of a fitted hat. Oh, it's a New Era, so that's a good brand. New Era hat. Here's also the same logo on it. This doesn't appear to be a New Era. This is a Port and Company, but that same logo, that Speed Racing logo. Bow Nose Racing. So here is that second Bow Nose Racing hat. There was 2 in here, so we can always list one in one store and one in the other. So that's one of the benefits of having 2 stores. You can spread it around a little. Here's one of the solid hats. They are quality solid hats. Appear to be all polyester snapbacks. They might be a vintage, old stock solid hats like this. Here's a black one, because they kind of have that foam inner that you don't see in the new style of hats. Cameo is the brand on this one. Elect Roy Glover for Magistrate District 3. So you guys know Roy Glover? I don't know him, but here's an old advertising hat for when he ran for Magistrate District 3. So little piece of history. This one is definitely old, definitely a vintage hat. Here's one of the solid hats, a solid blue. So we have the red and the black and the blue. Here is Campbell Hosfeld. Campbell Hosfeld. So it looks like another campaign trail hat. You got the red, white, and blue on there on a solid white snapback. The Cincy cap, that's the name of this, made in Bangladesh. So not all these vintage hats are made in the USA these days. Of course, to be vintage, it just has to be over 20 years old these days, so we don't have to go back that far. Eastgate Plumbing Supplier. So another vintage snapback. The foam on the inside. Great condition. One size fits all, made in Taiwan, adjustable. The snapback's in good condition there. This one is kind of a fun little party hat. This cap stops at all bars. This cap stops at all bars. It's kind of thin in the front though. Definitely someone had this as a party hat, probably wore it out a little too many times and wore it a little too much. But it's still in good condition for a vintage hat. This is Growers Warehouse, Chadburn, North Carolina, number 404. So a lot of these are kind of specific to the area, but old vintage, a lot of times people will just collect them as wall hangers. If you're into vintage hats, people want something new and fresh, and if they don't have this one, they might want to go grab it. And finally, the last one in this lot is Aurora Safety. First red meat sights in OSHA Voluntary Protective Protection Program, VPP Merit. So pretty cool little red and white snapback vintage. Alright, now that you've seen them all, you gotta let me know. Let me know in the comments, which one is your favorite hat? Would you have bought any of these hats? You think I made a good business decision to invest in hats this month? Or you think I'm crazy putting all this money into hats? I think I'm gonna be alright. I think I'm gonna do alright on these hats. I just gotta do the work. And like I said, I'm going to take these out in that photo station and begin photographing them, get them as many photographed as I can. Try not to work myself too hard, but get some listings up, pack my orders, and then go into town. That's what I got to do in the next hour. So I'm going to quit talking to you guys. I'm going to get busy with it. So let's do that now. So just when it felt like I was making some progress with my 68 hat lot that I bought for $103, we added this to the mix. All these hats down here. This is what I showed you all today. Stacked them all up here. A lot of great, I think there was what, three or four different lots. One of them was combined, so all those hats there, when you think about the purchase price, it's not really that much money when you get all this inventory. Look at all this hats. So I'm going to get busy, grab some hats from the stack, and just get busy photographing them, get them ready to list when I get home tonight. I still have this junk drawer lot. Not sure when I'm going to record that video, but I'm going to show that to you as well. So as you can see, we got a lot going on with the old YouTube channel, getting videos up and getting fresh inventory coming straight to the door and right on to my shops, my 2 eBay shops. Getting hats up there. I've been really pretty diligent about getting these photographed and listing them as fast as possible. And we're gonna not stop now. We gotta double down now that we have all this inventory. Some fresh, clean hats. We don't have to bother cleaning them. We just take photos and get them listed. All right, there they are, the first 20 hats. We got them photographed and ready to be listed. So it's a little after 2:30 right now. I got those 20 hats photographed, ready to be listed when I get home. I might do a few before I leave, but we got a couple orders that came into the big store. We're going to pack those up before we leave. Let me give you guys a look at what sold. There you see it. 2 orders for $31.71. $30.71 for 2 orders. Let's see what sold. First item that sold for $16.05. It's a brand new St. Louis Battlehawks blue baseball hat. One size fits all strap back. So that was one of my recent hats that I listed. They're starting to sell. Listed that one for $14.97. Was 20% off. Marked 20% off. Sold for $11.98 plus shipping. So that was a brand new St. Louis Battlehawks. I guess that's a XFL team. A former XFL team is no longer. XFL is gone. I think no longer in existence. But an old football league, the XFL, the Battlehawks, brand new hat. Someone picked that one up. The other item that sold for $14.66. It's a C.E. Schmidt long sleeve pocket dress shirt, men's extra large, cotton. So a nice dress shirt and a hat. I'm going to go grab those from inventory and add those to the tote. Get the shipping labels on them. Get them ready to drop off at the post office this afternoon. Alright, here they come. 2 more labels fresh off the printer. Let's get these orders out to the customers today. Alright, 2 more for the tote. This thing is getting full, almost jam-packed. So it's about 2:45 now. I think I'm going to focus my energies on getting a few hats listed before I got to leave to town. I want to leave a little after 3 o'clock and get there in time to get my stuff at the dropped off at the post office, and then head over to Lake Padden for a run. That's the plan for this afternoon. Get some exercise in. I haven't run for a few days. I've been stuck at home working these orders, working these hats. Putting the effort in to hopefully get a reward from it in the future. That's kind of what you got to do. You got to put your nose to the grindstone and list. Those orders will roll in eventually. You got to be patient with the system, right? A lot of people talking about that, and that's certainly the case with eBay as well. Just do the work and you will be rewarded. All right, we got 2 orders, 2 hats rather, listed into the small. 3 posted up into the big store, so we're well on our way to getting those 15 listed. Here's what I got to deal with next. I got to drop these orders off. So that's the plan. I'm going to head into town, drop those orders off at the post office, and then go to Lake Padden, get a nice run in, and hopefully come up with a few moments of gratitude to share with y'all. So of course I'm going to take you along with me, so let's go and hit the road. Alright, we made it. We're here at Lake Padden. I got the orders dropped off at the post office. Cruise over here. I had that Pumped Up Kicks song. I haven't heard that one for a while. You guys remember that tune? That was a nice little tune coming up the hill. Made it to Lake Padden. We're going to get around the lake, 2.6 miles. Last time I was here, I strained my calf a little bit, so I got to stretch it out a little extra today. Go a little easy that first mile. I don't want to hurt my calf again because it tends to tighten up, and then it prevents you from getting out here on the trail. So we don't want that, so got to take care of the body and get around the lake. We'll come back with a few moments of gratitude, so stay tuned. Alright, we made it. Another successful 2.6 miles around Lake Padden. It was probably rate this one a 7 out of 10. Slow and steady. Was making sure I didn't hurt that calf muscle. It was a little tender still on those hills, so I just took it easy. Got around the lake and was thinking about what I'm grateful for, right? And today I think I came up with a few good things. I think today what I'm most grateful for is I'm grateful for perspective, right? Everybody has a different perspective on life, and it changes daily, right? I'm attempting to get this channel monetized. I've taken on this challenge to get to 1,000 subscribers in 4,000 hours, and I'm like over a year into this, and every day I'm kind of learning, and the perspective on life changes. You know, what I thought might be an easy little venture and a decent little paycheck, after a year, I realize it's not that easy. You know, life teaches you a few lessons along the way.
And not only life teaches you lessons, it's others that come into your life. They can change you as well. You know, they can change your perspective on life. And you see them tackling new challenges. Things are coming their way, and you're seeing, oh, you know, that's no A to B. There's no black and white. Sometimes there's areas of gray. There's other obstacles you have to overcome along the way, you know. It kind of takes me back to my old track days. You know, you run that mile, you round that first lap in lanes, and then you hit that curve, and you got to go from your lane to that corner, right? And Coach Hampton always says, you know, the quickest distance from point A to point B is a straight line, you know. But before he tells you that, you know, oftentimes you're zagging out of runners running, you know, all over the place to get position in the race. Where if you just go from A to B, hit that corner, the race will kind of sort itself out, you know, and life does that as well, you know. If you just focus on from A to B and the obstacles in your way, just tackle one at a time, you'll get to that corner and you'll have your spot in life, and you can either move up or drop back, but that's up to you after that point. So sometimes when I'm listing items into my eBay store, I listen to podcasts, and I like Eric Griffin on one of the podcasts was often mentioning that things are very nuanced. You know, there's nuance along the way. There's no right or wrong. There's a lot of nuance that determines how you feel about certain things, or where you stand in life, and that can change from one day to the next. You know, life throws you different obstacles and makes you feel differently about things. And sometimes you think, oh, I don't have the skills to tackle these obstacles, you know, I need to gather these skills, I need to learn these things and get through these obstacles, you know. The nuance kind of teaches you that, you know. How am I going to do it? You know, you see one person do it a certain way and you realize, oh, I'll try that. And you realize, oh, that's not the route for me, you know. I got to do it differently. It's going to take me a little bit longer, you know. I don't have the skills that person has, you know. I see YouTubers often, you know, after 200 videos, their channel is monetized, you know, but they have that personality, they have that ability to speak into a camera and engage with the people on the other end, you know. I've never done that before, so I'm still gathering those skills, learning how to speak to you guys and get your attention and keep your attention for longer than 2 minutes. And I think in past videos I've said, you know, the lesson is the blessing. You know, that's one of those sayings that you hear along the way. Every day teaches you a lesson and you gain those new skills. And when those obstacles come your way, you have those skills in your back pocket ready to tackle that obstacle. Sometimes it's as simple as, stretch that calf muscle a little extra before you go on this run, dummy, so you don't have to take 3 days off, you know, next time. You know, you learn that lesson, you make that mistake a few times and you realize, okay, I got to spend a few minutes stretching before I run these days. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, you know, 47, I'm approaching 50. I got to make sure these muscles are ready to go before I hit that trail. That was the lesson that I've learned, and I'm still learning it. You know, sometimes you forget those lessons along the way, and you need that reminder. You know, your body teaches you that lesson again. So I guess just be grateful for the perspective you have on life at this point. Realize that perspective is going to change as you get older, as you learn things, as new people come into your life, as new challenges make their way into your life, as you take on these grand things, you know. Sure, getting a YouTube channel is not that difficult. A lot of people do it, but it's kind of a big challenge that I've accepted over the last year or two, and it's difficult. And they say, you know, it's something that it's good to take on these difficult challenges in life. It teaches you about who you are and who you want to be in life. And I'm not sure what the next challenge will be. You know, I get this channel monetized, I make a few extra bucks, you know, and that just buys you some more freedom. And that's, you know, money doesn't buy happiness, but it can buy a little dose of freedom. You know, you get that extra check, you have a little bit of leeway to do a few different things, you know, to explore different avenues of business and to take a few traveling, you know, adventures and not feel stressed out about it financially. So that's kind of where I'm going with this channel, you know, trying to get that extra coin in the bank and take on a few new adventures in 2024. And like I said, I'm about halfway there. I'm approaching, I'm just over, I think, 307 subscribers now. So thank you for everybody who has subscribed. If you haven't hit that subscription button, go ahead and hit that subscription button. Ring that notification bell. I do a daily vlog. This is part of the vlog that comes out. When I go running, I like to do few little moments of gratitude. Those are up on my channel if you want to check those out. I also do all kinds of other things in addition to the vlog. I do online arbitrage. I do a concert series. I do hiking adventures. All kinds of stuff is up on my channel. You know, I've tried a little bit of everything along the way the last couple years, and I'm going to keep shooting more and more stuff, and I'm inviting, you know, others to get involved on the channel. So hopefully in the new year you'll see some fresh faces. You won't have to look at just me, you know, and hopefully some of those experiences will help me gain some new perspective on life and change the way I feel about certain things. Yeah, I think it's important to be open to new challenges in life, new adventures, and gain that new knowledge and perspective about life. You know, let others teach you along the way and learn as you go. A lot of us get stuck in our routine and, you know, just go about life doing the same things day in and day out, and we get stuck in a rut, you know, and we're afraid to try new things and take on new challenges. So, you know, I'm grateful for the perspective I have today and for the perspective I'm going to learn tomorrow, and that new challenge on what it's going to teach me. And, you know, I challenge some of you all to try some new things in 2024, you know, step out of your comfort zones and gain that new perspective on life, that new lesson. So one way to maybe do that is to think about a few things you're grateful for. I challenge you guys to also maybe write down a few things you're grateful for. Create those new pathways in your brain and really think about life and what is important to you as you move forward in the new year. You know, we're 2 months into 2024 and we got a long ways to go this year. And we've already had a lot of different challenges. I know I have personally and in my family as well. So we're all taking on these challenges and doing our best with them. And hopefully we can get through them and find some light at the end of the tunnel and move on through life in a more glorious way, gain that new knowledge and perspective that allows us to be more grateful for everything that we encounter. So having said that, I think I'm going to head out to give you guys a look at the lake. I like to do that as well after this gratitude. It is sprinkling a little, so we'll get down there, see how things look, give you guys a look at the lake, see if there's any wildlife out there, and take a look at things. Alright, we got kind of a fog rolling in here today on Lake Padden. Look at that. It's pretty thick over there as well. There's a light sprinkle as you can see on the water. And kind of a heavy fog on that end. It's not as bad over here on this end. There's the little shoreline here over by the bathroom area. And that fog over there by the tennis court area. It's pretty thick, looks pretty cool I think. That cloud cover above is pretty thick as well, but just a light sprinkle, not too bad. Yeah, there's just enough of a sprinkle out here to kind of cool you down a little as you walk along the way here. So I'm going to go along this shoreline, see if we can find any ducks or anything, some fun little wildlife. I see a guy over there filming something, so maybe he's got his eye on some wildlife. Let's go take a look. Just kind of a fun little area here, a little swampy area. The grass is all matted down today, it looks like. That rain has really hit it pretty hard. Looks a little bit different than usual. Usually that's standing up, so I don't know what's going on here, but a little different scenery over here. We got a few ducks. I'm going to zoom you guys in as close as we can get you, and then we'll walk up on them. See what they got to do. There's a couple there, just a little duo. Alright, I think they've noticed me. I'm about 15 yards away. We'll get a little closer and see what they do. There they go. So we got a little wildlife here swimming away. A little shot of the ducks for you here at Lake Padden. Making their way away from the camera. Little camera shy ducks. There you go. Come on, focus. Right, we're going to try to sneak up on them from the other side. Not sure if they notice me or not, but I'm getting in. There's another one over there. You can see, but the duo that we just chased out are right here on the other side of this log. There they are. They just noticed me. So there they go. Then the third one is out there. So probably not the best camera work, but we got a little bit of wildlife for you guys to look at. You got to see a few ducks. What, a trio of ducks over there. So we're going to walk along the shoreline, see what else we can see over here. The sprinkle is starting to come down a little harder, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay out here. It's starting to cool off, but let's see what else we can see. I spotted some more ducks, so there's a bunch of them over here. We'll walk up on them and see what they do. One's got his head right under the water there, so I don't think he's actually even noticed me yet, but there he goes. We'll get as close to him as possible. There's a couple right there. They're not really camera shy. They usually run away, swim away, but these two are busy eating something. They're snacking heavy over here, getting under that water. The rest of them out that way have kind of swam away. There was a whole bunch of them here, but these two are like not worried about me at all. They're busy having a snack here. Let's see if we can get even closer. We'll get in as close as we can get on him, see what he's snacking on. Must be a good feeding spot right here. There's another one over there, but this guy is as close as I can get. I'm zoomed in, probably about 5 to 6 feet away from him. There he goes. He's finally noticing me, heading the other way. But the duo here sat around, gave you guys a show. The one with the green head over there is a little more camera shy, but they definitely found a spot where they can get a snack here. And they're not shy at all. Just doing their thing here at Lake Padden. It's fun to see the wildlife out here and how they handle the folks around here. You're not supposed to feed them, and I don't really see many people feeding the ducks out here, but they're definitely getting a bite to eat. Look at that. Face down, tail up. Man, he's going deep for that snack. Wonder what's down there. He's feeding on the good stuff for sure. That's pretty funny. The other one kind of swam over this way. Let's get a look at what he's up to. They're all sitting here right along the shoreline, giving you guys a good look at them. So I'm still on land, but I'm practically in the water. Yeah, they're just munching away. Must be a tasty little morsel down there. But I think that's probably enough of ducks for you guys. But hopefully you guys like this little look at the wildlife here at Lake Padden. Here's a look at the rest of the lake from this vantage point. Kind of a nice little area here that you probably don't visit very often here at Padden. That one is just cracking me up at how he's going in. Head down, tail up. See if he'll do it again. There he goes. Look at that. It's funny. They have all these cool sticks here that gather along the shoreline. This is almost like a mulched area, like they put some stuff down on purpose. I don't know. This maybe is some sort of man-made thing. They had the log here and everything, so maybe they're trying to create a nice spot for the ducks to feed. Maybe they threw some feed out there for the ducks. Who knows? They seem to be liking whatever it is. They're going after it full force and not worried about me at all. So I did try to get a little closer, and he did back up a little. So maybe he has a little trepidation. It's like, this guy's got this camera on me for a long time here. What's he up to? So out that way are the black and white ducks. One of them just took flight a little bit, hoping they would fly in this way. They're kind of the smaller black and white ducks. You know, I haven't seen them out here very often, but they've been out here as of late. They're pretty ducks. Yeah, it'd be nice to get out here with my longer lens, my other camera, and get some photos of those black and white ducks. I haven't got any photos of those in the past, so now that I see where they're at, I've seen some of those here and at Squires Lake, so they're around, but definitely would be fun to photograph them if I could get a little closer. This zoom lens only goes so far, so they got to be pretty close, like those last two ducks, in order for me to get any decent footage. Here's a look at the whole school of them. They just swam away. They tend to kind of fly in a flock there, and I always want to get a shot of them landing, but they're kind of stationary at this point, just swimming around out in the middle there. All right, I think I'm gonna head home, go back to the car, warm up a little, and head home and list those hats. I got a stack of hats ready for me to list in my store. Been trying to stay diligent about getting those listings up and really tackle those hats since I have so many of them. I want to get through them and see how that increases sales over the next week or two. So that's the goal for the rest of the night. Get home, get showered up, get a bite to eat maybe, and get going on those hats and see how I can do. I'll post this little gratitude video. Hopefully you guys enjoy these little gratitude moments and that you'll be back. Maybe subscribe to the channel and come back for the daily vlog. Every morning I put out the daily vlog so you can kind of keep up with the business. But I want to thank everybody for watching this one. Hopefully you'll continue on and see the rest of the night, see how I do on those hats.
Alright, as you can see there, we made some significant progress in listing tonight. Got 3 left to do. So of the 15 I photographed this afternoon, I listed I think 12, and have those 3 left to do. I'll wait on those until the morning. It's almost 9 o'clock now when I like to usually end these vlogs. So I think I'm going to call it a night. Getting kind of tired of listing, and we'll finish up the rest and get going on the big bulk buy. All those hats in the photo station will have to be listed, so I'll continue the listing process tomorrow, but as of today it's over. So I want to thank everybody for watching this one to the end. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, come on back and see if any of these hats start to sell. We have had some interest in some. A couple have sold already, but it's been kind of slow going. I think once I get them all up, they'll start to trickle out, but I'm trying to price them so that they're fair, not at the high end of the market. Give some folks some deals on a few of them, and make it so that they'll want to buy them. But I also want to make some money, so I gotta put some good ones out there as well, some high price ones. The ones that I think are worth $20 I'm listing for $19.97, and I'm gonna mark my store on sale 20% off here pretty soon. I'm currently running one sale right now, but once I get some more of these hats up, I'll probably throw those 20% off, and hopefully that will lead to some more sales. But that's the game, and that's the game we play. So we'll see how these hats do. I do have one more junk drawer lot that I bought that I'll be doing a video on tomorrow. If you saw the other online arbitrage junk drawer, it was featured in that one. I accidentally showed the wrong listing, the wrong purchase in that one, so you got a sneak peek of it. But if you come back tomorrow, you should see the whole thing. I'll give you guys another look at it, a reminder of what I got, how much I paid for, and what I'm expecting to list it for. So come on back for that one. There's all kinds of fun stuff on the channel. The daily vlog, we got the online arbitrage. I haven't been doing many Brian Reads the News. We might get back into that if I get a little extra time. But tomorrow I think the main focus is getting those hats online. So thanks again for watching this one to the end. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.